I liked beer. I still like beer. But I did not drink beer to the point of blacking out.
Dumb people, liberal people can...
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. It's very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up. They had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it, because whoever thought of that idea, I think, is in big trouble. And then they have cans of soup, and they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
It's like, oh, Abel's your guy, eh, God? How about if I take him out in the field and beat him to death? God? Hey, God? Hey, God? How about if I take him out in the field and beat him to death? Hey, God? How do you feel about that? Your guy, eh, God? Hey, God? Your guy, eh, God? Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's what it is at the bottom of the hell of things.
That isn't what it meant.
Well, what did it mean then? Explain.
It meant that it's indicative of low-resolution thinking.
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa.
Get your words straight, Jack.
No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. That will enhance our underlying effort to accommodate the Russian oligarchs and make sure we take their ill-begotten gains. We're going to accommodate them. We're going to seize their yachts, their luxury homes, and other ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy. Kleptocracy and the guys who are the kleptocracies. But these are bad guys.
Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your...
What's the most important issue in the governor's race here in Virginia?
Getting back to the basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory.
And what is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that I don't, what little bit that I know I don't care for.
But it's a class action lawsuit against all machines.
Hello, user. Welcome to another episodic installation of The Goddamn, featuring me, the individual who has not yet had coffee. I just started drinking it. So, I'm doing my best. But goddamn, I haven't had my coffee yet, so bear the fuck with me. I get a bear and have them, I don't know, do a dance or something. So we got a show going on lined up today. I got a program. I've decided to do, the whole thing. Anyway, I'm doing a program today. And that's the day. That's the day that I'm doing a program. Is right now. I got a burp. Oh fuck. Anyway, so we got a show today. Hopefully everyone's having a good day today. I'm having my day so far has been exciting. Let's just leave it at that. We got the squirrel in the chat. Hello, squirrel. It's an interesting username. Sometimes there's squirrels in the backyard, and Max the dog tries to kill them. So, just so you know what you're dealing with, squirrel. We got Allie CIA. In the goddamn. Holy shit. Allie CIA in the goddamn. That's insane. That's crazy. We got Bob. In the goddamn. And many, many more. Again, I'm just waiting for the caffeine to take effect. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow, I will be premiering a new episode of Cooking with the Bitch. And, so that will be tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will also be doing a Doom stream. Tomorrow, I will be playing Memento Mori on the Doom stream at 1 p.m. Eastern. So, that's going to be the schedule. I'm doing 2 Doom streams per week now. So, also, sometime this week, Max the dog is going to be brought to the veteran for Veterans Day. And so I don't know if that's going to affect my streaming schedule. We'll see. But he's getting some treatments done for his pets that he has. He has some pets that live in his heart, and we're gonna fucking get rid of them. So, got to do some treatments. I don't know if the timing is going to intersect with Above It All. It might. It's possible. I'll let you know more later this week. More like bitching with the cook. That's good, actually. I like that. I love to bitch, and I love to moan. And preferably I do them at the same time, though there are some contexts where moaning is more applicable than bitching, and there are some contexts where bitching is more applicable than moaning. But oftentimes, they're two great things that go great together. So, anyway, got a show going on. Doing a show today. All right. Let's start the show off with something fun. Well, this is fun for me, not fun for other people involved. All right. So, there's some drama. There's drama, folks. There's drama. The Washington Post has suspended one of the only people that work there that, in my opinion, makes the Washington Post worth anything. The Washington Post has suspended Dave Weigel over a sexist retweet. I love this. All right. So this is from CNN Business we're reading. The Washington Post has suspended reporter Dave Weigel for 1 month without pay for retweeting a sexist joke. Two people familiar with the matter told CNN on Monday. I love that. 1 month without pay. That's fucked up, honestly. Weigel did not respond to a request for comment, but an out-of-office reply from his Post email address said that he would return to work on July 5. Weigel apologized publicly last week for the retweet, saying he did not mean to cause any harm. So, if you want to know what the tweet was, every girl is bi. You just have to figure out if it's polar or sexual. You got suspended for retweeting like boomer memes. I saw this yesterday and I was fucking losing it. I saw this and I laughed. I was laughing so fucking hard. And you know what I'm thinking to myself? This is what Dave Weigel should have said.
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position. You're not like...
I don't take a position. Oh. That's funny. That's funny. I don't know, man. I'm not offended by this. This is like just really like generic boomer comedy. Like, and it's not even like I'm not even convinced that this is posted sincerely. I'm convinced that this is like ironic. And so anyway, let's continue reading this though, because this is really funny. Citing a need for privacy. I mean, oh my god. Weigel's retweet, spotlighted publicly by his colleague Felicia Sonmez, who recently had a discrimination lawsuit against the paper dismissed. A decision her attorney has said she plans to appeal. Sonmez sarcastically wrote on Twitter on Friday that it is fantastic to work at a news outlet where retweets like this are allowed. She attached a screen grab showing Weigel's retweet, which was a tweet from YouTuber Cam Harless, who joked, "Every girl is bi, you just have to figure out if it's polar or sexual." Sonmez, according to messages obtained by CNN, also confronted Weigel in an internal company Slack channel. She tagged him and wrote, "I'm sorry, but what is this?" Sonmez added in the Slack channel that the retweet sent a confusing message about what the post's values are. I'm going to be honest, okay? I don't know who Sanmez is, but I know who Dave Weigel is. I don't agree with Dave Weigel on everything. I think he's pretty lib-brain, but I think he also does some decent reporting. So those are my biases. But also, as someone that values humor and despises overreacting to humor, I think this is one of the dumbest overreactions I've ever seen. Now, if Dave Weigel was had a consistent pattern of being like a misogynist, and it was like something that was a problem, and it was well documented, and he was like posting that in a sincere fashion, okay, maybe. But it's such an obvious joke. It's not even really offensive, honestly. Can you imagine being offended by this? I really can't. And then also suspending him for a month without pay. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Like, they're just taking away his money. Like, they're essentially fining him 1 month's worth of pay. That's kind of fucked up. Like, honestly, that's a little fucked up. Like, it's one thing if you, go to him and say, hey, little bad taste, what's going on with that? Maybe you should take it down or don't do it again. But, okay. I don't know. It's just a little fucked up. But also, more than anything else, the most important thing about this is that it's hilarious. Every layer is hilarious. The fact that Dave Weigel would retweet that. The fact that someone would tweet that to begin with, hilarious. Right. The joke, not funny, and that's what makes it funny. It's like a so bad it's good kind of thing. It's like an anti-joke, right? So, the fact that he would retweet the joke, hilarious. The fact that someone would actually have been offended by this, hilarious, right? The fact that the Washington Post suspended him over this, hilarious. Every single possible layer to this is just really funny. And so I just wanted to start today's show off with something really funny. Oh, wait. The Post's chief spokesperson said, editors have made clear that the staff that tweet was reprehensible and demeaning. Language or actions like that would not be reprehensible and demeaning. My God, man. My God. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Is this a joke?
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position. You're not like some
reprehensible and demeaning. Now, this is, again, coming from the Washington Post, owned by Jeff Bezos. The Washington Post, which for the last at least 10 years, right, has and obviously media before that is a whole different ballgame, but I'm 26, so I haven't been reading the news since fucking 1990s, right? But ever since I've ever read any Washington Post article, all they do is defend politicians, defend billionaires that employ slave labor overseas, right? Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, the idea that a retweet is reprehensible and demeaning, but being owned by a billionaire that profits off of slave labor, that's just fine. I don't know, man. Like, this shit is just embarrassing. It's just so funny. I mean, again, this so-called joke, it's not even a joke. Like, I've heard this literally, like as a child, I've heard this. It's an anti-joke. It's so unfunny that it gains humor in how unfunny it is, right? I don't know, man. That's just really funny. This whole scenario is hilarious. And goddamn, that's fucking funny. Oh, that's so funny. So anyway, start the show off with a little funniness. Get us into a good mood before we talk about the end of the world. That was a retweet. Oh my God, it's just so funny. Anyway, AOC, Alex Andrea Ocasio Cortez. Or is it Ocasio? I've heard that pronounced. I don't know. Let's see what she has to say.
And it also cuts to the basic structure of our democracy, if you can call it that. Because when you have a presidency that's not determined by a popular vote, when you have a Senate where tens of millions of people more can vote for one candidate, one party, and still be in the minority, where even in the House of Representatives that's supposed to represent our population, that it gets gerrymandered to all hell once every 10 years in order to ensure an outsized minority rule and voice in both the House, the Senate, and the presidency. It is becoming increasingly difficult for people to defend the stance that we live in a democracy, in a true one. And what the real truth of the matter is when you look at the fact that our elections are bought, that corporations have, and lobbies, powerful corporate lobbies, have more say in our legislation than everyday people, we are living in oligarchy that has its democratic moments.
So this went a little viral a couple days ago. And now, first of all, I agree. But let's also be real. We've never lived in a democracy. Ever. There have been precisely 0 seconds throughout the entire United States history that we've been a democracy. Right? Technically speaking, we are a constitutional republic. Right? But we've never been a democracy. It's never happened. Right? Like, so the idea that it's had democratic moments, I feel like she's just trying to, like, I feel like that is like one of those like things that she is wrapping in there just to kind of maybe get the more liberal-minded person on board. But everything she says is factually accurate. A Senate, right, where Wyoming has the same power as California is not democracy. The entirety of the existence of the Senate disproves democracy. And let's not even talk about the court system. Let's not even talk about how, like, you know, we need to uncap the House of Representatives. The original Constitution said that the House should grow in proportion to the size of the population. And then in the early 20th century, they're like, eh. But as long as the Senate exists, there is no democracy. It's impossible. You literally cannot possibly have a democracy with the Senate. And then again, the Electoral College. So let's look at the Supreme Court, which, by the way, right, no merit on the Supreme Court. Why don't we vote for justices? I don't know. We vote for justices in state Supreme Courts, like in Wisconsin or Pennsylvania. Why don't we do it nationally? Anyway, most of the Supreme Court justices on the Supreme Court of the United States were appointed by presidents that lost the popular vote, but won via loopholes, aka the Electoral College, and then confirmed by senators, which, again, by the way, 40 million more people vote for Democrats than Republicans, and there's a 50-50 Senate. So, what step of this process is democratic? There's never been a democratic moment, ever, at all, 0%. Now, you can say that some local elections maybe sometimes are democratic, but even then that's a stretch. This country is garbage. This country is trash. Anyone who thinks America is a good country is a fucking idiot. And that's just that. I understand AOC is a member of the American government, so can you really expect her to go out there and say death to America? Probably not. But let's be real. The only intellectual position is that this country is trash. It is shit on my shoes. That's it. Anyone who's going to try to dabble in American exceptionalism, they're a fucking idiot. They are not an intelligent person. They've lost the plot. They're a religious zealot for the institutions of America. Now, can you say America has some decent things about it? Sure. It's not 100% evil. Every aspect is evil. The people that live here, some of them are okay. We got some cool cities in the U.S. Interesting culture, right? But overall, if you look at it on a pie chart, America probably 80 to 90% shit on my shoes. Like, you ever step in a big pile of dog shit, and then maybe, like, it'll get, like, you know, maybe you won't get it on your toe part of your shoe, or maybe the heel. You know, there's a little spot where it doesn't get stuck. That's basically America. It's shit on your shoes. Now, it's going to be pretty hard to step in shit and have the shit go on 100% of the surface area of your shoe, right? So there's going to be a couple holes there, and, you know, that's the metaphor I want to use here, shit on my shoes. Anyway, I think that this is a really good statement. I think AOC should be doing this more. Obviously, what she says is correct. This is an oligarchy. Corporate-owned control of everything. The corporations control you. They control what you see. They control what you read. They control who you vote for. Right now, how are you watching my show? You're watching it on a corporate-owned platform. Now, would I love to switch my show over to some, like, ham radio setup, whatever, blah, blah, blah? That would be cool. But guess what? No one would fucking watch it if that was the case. So, right now, the fact that you are able to watch my show is at the behest of corporate control. At any minute, they could delete my program. They've done so before, right? Over made-up garbage, right? It's all controlled by robots, right? Corporations control what's in the news. They control who you vote for. They control what politicians say. They control what politicians vote for. They control what kind of media you consume. They control who gets to make movies. They control this and that and the other thing. So yes, we live in an oligarchy. That is factually correct. Anyone who wants to cry about it, I'm sorry, but they're just intellectually dishonest. They are lying to you. It's that simple. Anyone who wants to pretend otherwise is a liar and a snake oil salesman. And I would stay far, far, far away from them, just like I would stay far, far, far away from any other form of religious or cult leaders, because they're garbage. Ugly fact about the Russian troops leaving northern regions of Ukraine 2 months ago. They left human excrements in every office room in our nuclear plant, Chernobyl. They are pigs, not humans. Well, honestly, calling them pigs is an insult to pigs. Let's be real. Like, pigs are beautiful and smart creatures. These motherfuckers, I prefer to refer to them as insects. I'm a huge supporter of the mammals, the mammalian kingdom, right? Insects, fuck the insects, all right? I say get rid of them. So I'd rather call Russians something like cockroaches. You know what I mean? Insects clean stuff up, though. Debatable. Orcs, I'm down with orcs. But orcs, like, while being a fantasy creature that does not exist, aren't they still mammals? Depending on what the bitching cook cooks up tomorrow, this channel might get deleted in response. It's possible. Goddamn LaCroix. I don't know how they do it. Is it LaCroix or LaCroix? There's an I in there. LaCroix. Goddamn Canate flavor. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? Canate? Is that what this says? Canate? Or is it Curate? Kind of looks like Canate. Am I allowed to say that? I mean, it's on the can. Canate flavor? LaCroix? Canate flavor? Or is it Kunate? I don't know, man. Goddamn LaCroix. They make some good seltzer, though, let me tell you. Goddamn Kunate? What does this one say? Cerise Limon? Canate? LaCroix. It's a good seltzer, let me tell you. Goddamn hologram of the Queen. Please, just end me now. I saw that. People lining up to wave at a fucking hologram. Hey, there's the hologram of the Queen! Oh, yeah! Oh! Fucking morons. Fucking idiots, dude. Holy shit. I fucking hate everyone. I hate people. I hate persons. I hate Americans. I hate fucking Britons. I hate Europeans. I hate everyone. I hate every human on Earth. Except for you, the person watching this. All right, let's get into the show. We're entering the everything's falling apart portion of the program. So, Kyle Rittenhouse is going back on the media tour. It's been a couple months since he's gotten any attention. He's desperate. He's lonely. So, Kyle Rittenhouse is posting cringe. Here we have a video of him shooting a gun with the caption, "Come and take 'em, Joe." Let's watch. Look at his goofy fucking face. Look at this dumbass. Like, okay, I'm asking this sincerely. What universe does any of this make any sense, man? Like, you're gonna have an automatic turret on your, like, roof or something just in case, like, the fucking black people come around? Like, what is this? Why? Like, I understand shooting a gun in a setting like this, in a gun range. I can understand that is fun and interesting. And regardless of what you think about gun laws, I think shooting ranges have a place in society. I heard, that there's, like, shooting ranges in Nevada where you can, like, shoot, like, like, fucking, like, some, like, missiles and shit, or, like, I don't know about missiles, but, like, some explosive devices and, like, high caliber machine guns and stuff. And I get why that could be fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks fun. But, like, there's a giant leap from having this kind of, like, turret in a shooting range as, like, a game and having one at home. Nobody needs a fucking goddamn machine gun turret. Like, what are you, like, living in, like, a fucking goddamn compound with, like, fucking sandbags and trenches and a moat and stuff? Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? So anyway. You can't even hear this fucking guy. Let me turn up the volume. You're not coming for our guns! You're not coming for our guns. You can't even hear that. Like, this guy can't even post a video that has any audio in it. So anyway, Kyle Rittenhouse posting cringe. But this is the real story. Kyle Rittenhouse, yeah, sure, he said this exact same thing 3 to 4 months ago. Right? But he's just going to say it again. Like, this is what they do. This is what these Republicans do. They just say the same thing over and over, and then wait a little bit, and then say it again, and then wait a little bit, and then say it again. Didn't he already say this months ago, a year ago? Anyway, here he is threatening the media.
Well, we're going to make the media pay for what they did to me. They made it hard for me to live a normal life. I can't go out into public. I can't go to the store. It's hard for me to go anywhere without security.
Good. Good. And guess what? I'm going to go out on a limb here and suggest that the media had nothing to do with it. That I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that you murdering people at a Black Lives Matter protest has more to do with you being a pariah than what CNN had to say. Let's be honest. CNN and MSNBC, they're fucking garbage. They're trash. They didn't fucking report accurately on the situation. But guess what? That doesn't change the fact that this guy is a murdering, killing, piece of shit scumbag. Who goes to a Black Lives Matter demonstration with a gun and murders people because of a plastic bag? Someone threw an empty bag at me! Time to go on a shooting spree! Like, let's be real, man. The media has nothing to do with how much this guy fucking sucks. He's a loser. He's the definition of a loser. But let's keep going.
Shoot, doing basic things like taking my dog to the dog park is difficult. So they made it really difficult to be normal, and they affected future job opportunities to me. I don't think I'll ever be able to work or get a job because I'm afraid an employer may not hire me.
This is so hard to just like sit here and listen to. Kyle Rittenhouse is how old is he? Is he 18 or 19 now? He is a multi-millionaire at like age 18 or 19. Oh, but I'll never be able to get my job at the pool. I'll never be a lifeguard again. Bro, what? I'm so like, what? This motherfucker is going on cable television every day, posting GoFundMes, posting fundraisers, getting millions of dollars of sponsorships, but I'll never be able to work at the car dealership on my street. Dude, what? Like, I'm sorry, what? What does he need a fucking job for? All he's got to do is show his stupid fuckface face on any conservative outlet and then say, by the way, send me some money. All he's got to do is write a book, and he's got infinite money. By the way, who's excited for the upcoming Kyle Rittenhouse book? I guarantee you he's going to write a book. But, like, if not, has he already written one? I don't even know. But, like, Jesus Christ, what a fucking moron. Like, I'm sorry, man. Anyone who buys this guy's sob story is a fucking loser. They're a fucking beta male? This is some beta male shit? Shooting motherfuckers in the face because they threw a bag at you? An empty plastic bag? You ever try to throw a plastic bag? It doesn't even go anywhere. You throw it and it immediately stops in midair and flutters down to the ground. Like, I mean, seriously. It's like trying to flick a booger off of your hand, right? You just can't get it off. Every time you do it, it sticks, you know? Like, Jesus Christ. This is some hardcore beta male energy. Like, seriously, man. Oh, I'll never be able to get a job. The dude's a fucking multi-millionaire. I mean, like, what the fuck? And again, the media did this to me. Bro, you did it to yourself. When you decided to go buy a gun illegally and go into a fucking protest zone with a gun, right? And then just get into verbal altercations with people that you knew would be a problem, and then shoot someone in the face because of a fucking plastic bag. The media is reporting on the fucking news. Now, MSNBC, CNN, Fox News commentary fucking sucks. But it doesn't change the fact that there are videos of the incident that you can watch. And you can see how much of a fucking loser this guy is. So again, keep crying, keep whining, keep wasting money on security. Don't leave the house, you fucking freak. But guess what? He doesn't have to, because he's got the rest of his life bought and paid for So fuck them. Oh, that motherfucking clip. I remember watching that for the first time and I started laughing my face off. I mean, really, it was insane. Like, my face is still recovering to this day. You know, I had to, like, put it back on and stapled it, you know. You ever see the movie Face Off? That's what I had to deal with. I watched that movie and, you know, I got a stapler and I was like, you know, because I laughed my face off, you know. We got Smia in the goddamn. Smia also a fan of the Cooking with the Bitch program, which, by the way, is back at 11:30. Folks, I want to announce a future announcement. I don't know if you realize what's happening in this world, but today is Tuesday. 1 week ago was my birthday, and on my birthday, I did copious amounts of magical fungus, and I had a life-changing experience. And so after the last week, I'd like to report to you, right, that there's going to be a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff that's going to be hitting the shelves, aka I'm going to be doing stuff on my YouTube channel. So, you know, behind the scenes, I am working hard. And I'm gonna have a lot of cool stuff available in the next coming months. I'm focused and I'm inspired. And so I'd like to announce that. No specifics, but by the end of this year, the Above It All experience will be, you know, it'll be, the experience will be growing in size. It's going to be like a tumor of some kind. But, you know, no specifics yet. But, there you go. I've started getting really back into the lucid dreaming world over the last week. And I started writing a lot of stuff that I've noticed in my dreams. Last night I had some pretty terrifying dreams. Like, genuinely, like, one of the most terrifying dreams I've ever had in my life last night. I don't know why. Like, every night that I've dreamt, that I've been doing some Saleya Zakatachichi. Look it up. And every dream I've had with that so far over the last week has been like a nightmare. I don't know. Like, it's a nightmare until I realize it's a dream, and then it's like a fun B movie. You know what I mean? Like a horror movie that's like really cheesy, right? But like, you know, before you realize you're dreaming, it's kind of scary. And then once you realize it, it's like, oh shit, okay. But anyway, I've been having some fuck mothers of some motherfucks when it comes to my dreams recently. Been learning a lot about my own subconscious. And so that program that will come out of that is, you know, it's being worked on. So, how do you spell that? Saleya Zakatachichi? Look it up. All right. I got fucking destroyed by mosquitoes yesterday when I went out for a walk. Like, I feel like I need to bathe in, like, some goo or something, man. I'm fucked up. I don't care what this says about me, but if Rittenhouse wandered around, say, 3rd Ward in Houston and someone... Oh, yeah. I consume copious amounts of alcohol. I mentioned this before, and I will mention it again. If you are going to drink alcohol... Saleya Zakatachichi, there you go. If you are going to drink alcohol, do it during the day. Only a dumbass is going to drink alcohol before they go to bed. Only a complete loser moron would drink alcohol before they're going to bed. You waste it. You have a couple beers and then you pass out. You experience like 4% of the experience of being drunk. When you drink during the day, you experience 100% I day drink. Now, again, I also don't leave the house, right? So unless I go for a walk and get bit up by mosquitoes. So maybe people with jobs or whatever have a different story. But, like, I want to go to bed sober. I want to make sure that I've used up all of the experience. And the same thing for weed. I want to go to bed sober. I want to, like, smoke a joint in the morning. If I do, I'm taking a weed break. But in the morning, chill out. All right. By 6 o'clock, I'm sober. Boom. I'm ready to go. So anyway, my opinion, you know the phrase, like, 5 o'clock somewhere. Not to be confused with the Slash's Snake Pit album. But my opinion is 5 o'clock should be the cutoff. You should stop drinking at 5 o'clock. That's my opinion. Start drinking whenever you want and stop at 5 o'clock and sober up before you go to bed. So anyway, let's get into the news here. Let's drink some coffee. All right. So let's talk about Republicans. They're fucking nuts. So here we have a poll. This is from a couple of weeks ago. And then I want to play this clip here from Face the Goddamn Motherfucking Nation. So 6 in 10 Trump voters agree with core tenet of Great Replacement Theory. This poll was done, I believe, shortly after the Buffalo Massacre, where a Republican, far-right, self-described fascist, decided to drive several hours to a densely populated area with black people and just start shooting as many black people as they could. Why? Oh, because the blacks are replacing us! Or whatever. More than 60% of Americans who voted for the former President Trump agree with the core tenet of the Great Replacement Theory. The poll published on Tuesday found that 61%, I love how it says more than 60%. It's less words and less characters to say 61% than more than 60%. But anyway. Of Trump supporters agree with the statement that a group of people in the country are trying to replace native-born Americans with immigrants and people of color who share their political views. 22% of Trump supporters surveyed said they disagreed with the conspiracy theory. Meanwhile, 16% of respondents who voted for Biden said they agree with the statement. Well, who are the fucking people, the Biden voters, are like, the blacks, they're immigrating into the country. Now, the thing here is that's really insane is like, what is the population of black folks that immigrate to the United States? What? Like, most of the black people here are native-born Americans. So that's why this is so strange. Like, because when people hear the term native-born Americans, what do they think? God-fearing white people. Like, an immigrant is someone who was born somewhere else and then over the course of their life travels to this country. That is an immigrant. Being black and being born in the country, that is not an immigrant. That is a native-born fucking American, motherfucker. Like, the idea that black people are taking over the country would imply, right, that the black people immigrated here voluntarily, right? And remind me, when did that happen? Oh, right. Around the same time, the white people immigrated to this country and brought black people over in fucking cages. Around that time. So if you're going to claim black people are immigrants, then by this logic, so are white people. But again, all these words don't have definitions. There is no objective reality. We are living in a mass psychosis world. Everyone has their own world that they live in. There is no world that actually unifies us. Everyone lives in a fantasy land. But anyway, this was a couple of weeks ago, right? This was, this here was yesterday or the day before. There was a poll done in regards to the recent wave of mass shootings. And I mean, like, Just watch. Let's watch.
And so do they feel powerless, or do people believe they can do something about it?
The good news is people think this is preventable. You get big majorities that say it can be stopped, it can be prevented. And it's not something that we have to accept. Now, there is a quarter who says that unfortunately this may be something that we have to accept in a free society. And I do want to point out some partisan difference here. There is bipartisan view that it can be prevented, but there are 4 in 10 Republicans who do say that it may be something we have to accept. And that partisan difference is going to cut through a lot of this, Margaret. Now, I do want to say that when we ask people why they think that the U.S. has so many unfortunate mass shootings, the availability of guns comes out as a top answer, but not the only answer. People point to things like mental health issues, the influence of violence.
There is, I don't even...
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Okay, so let's scroll back real quick. Can prevent if we really tried. 85% of Democrats, 73% of independents, 56% of Republicans. Unfortunately, we have to accept 15% of Democrats, 27% of independents, 44% of Republicans. Now, it is interesting to note that even a majority of Republicans think we can prevent this if we tried. Though, again, that doesn't mean the same thing as a Democrat saying that or an independent saying that, right? Or, whatever. Republicans are going to be more likely, as we can see here, to scapegoat other things like mental health or video games or race. Let me play the rest of this clip and then we'll dive into just how fucking stupid this shit is.
Only answer. People point to things like mental health issues, the influence of violence in the culture. So it is a...
So, okay. I just want to say, the poll here, why does the U.S. have more mass shootings than many other countries? This is the correct answer. It has more availability of guns. This is the correct answer. These are wrong. Anyone who would choose these answers is an idiot. They have a low IQ. Now, again, am I saying that all of these things have no possible influence whatsoever? Not necessarily. I would say white people wanting to go gun down black people at a supermarket, I think racial division has a little bit to play there, right? Probably mental health issues as well. But every other country on earth has all 3 of these things in droves. Every other country on earth. Now, some countries in Europe do a little bit better than the rest with mental health. Now, all of these other countries get rid of the guns. So this is the correct answer. Regardless of what your opinion on fucking guns is, I don't give a shit. This is the correct answer as to why the U.S. has more mass shootings. Now, humans in general, living in a capitalist world, we're all fucked up in the head. Let's be real. But some countries put more money into mental health. Right? And that does reduce crime and increase happiness. But every country has violent movies and violent video games. Every country on earth that, engages in movies and video games in such a way. So, look at mass shootings in Japan. Hey, I don't know about you. I'm a little bit of a weeb, okay? I watch anime. I read manga, okay? And I can tell you, Japanese media is incredibly violent. Incredibly violent. In a lot of ways, more violent than American media. I'm just saying, I've watched some really fucked up anime. I've read some really fucked up manga, okay? But what are the mass shootings in Japan looking like? Oh, right, there aren't any. Why? Because it has less availability of guns. Again, anyone that chooses anything but this is a fucking idiot. They're a fucking moron. And honestly, no one should listen to anything they have to say. They're just fucking stupid. If someone goes out there, it's cyber gaming that caused all these shootings. Like, go to Japan and ask them if cyber gaming causes mass shootings. Like, I'm just saying, man, this fucking shit is crazy. And the fact that mainstream media is going to report this as if these are legitimate answers in any way. Like, again, these people should be mocked for being fucking morons. Now, again, regardless of your opinion on guns, okay, I myself don't think that guns are a good idea. But given what's going on in this country, I have no qualms at all if any minority group wants to own a gun to defend themselves. That's just my opinion. But I would prefer to live in a society where there are no guns. But I also recognize that's unlikely to happen, right? So, but you know what? The idea that anyone would scapegoat mental health, video games, or race and say that that is more of the cause of mass shootings than the availability of guns. Again, they need to be dumb. No, there are zero intelligent people on planet Earth that would answer this question with those answers. 0% of the human population that has any IQ above 4 would say one of these three things.
So it is a range, and that is important. But I do want to look at this idea of the availability of guns, because the numbers who say that gun laws should generally become more strict is up in recent weeks. It's up since the tragedy in Buffalo to 60% now. And then when you look again at what people think is causing this and what might be a way forward, well, the number who think that the U.S. would be safer if fewer people had guns, it does outweigh the number who say that they think things would be safer if everyone or more people had guns. But this is a mix. And it comes back to this larger idea that to solve a problem and prevent a problem, you first have to come to agreement on its causes. Margaret.
But that's the problem with media in this country. They treat everything like it's just an opinion. Well, some people have this opinion that there's caravans in magical fairyland that are dropping off black immigrants that are going to replace the white people. That's not an opinion. That makes you a fucking idiot. That makes you a goddamn fucking moron. And we can't pretend. We can't play their fucking games. This is mass psychosis. That's what that is. Someone cannot have an opinion that video games are the cause of mass shootings. Oh, it's the games. Yeah. That's not an opinion. That is factually wrong. That makes you a fucking moron. That's it. That's all it. We need to be less afraid of calling stupid people stupid. I'm sorry. It is not an opinion that there's an invisible man in the sky. Jesus is watching you jerk off and the angels are looking out for you. That's not an opinion. You are a fucking moron. Plain and simple. It's not an opinion when you just say something that is factually untrue. Like if I said my phone case is yellow, that's not an opinion. I'm making things up. I'm an idiot. That's not a fucking opinion. And so, why are Americans so fucking stupid? It's because our institutions make them this way. Our media facilitates stupid fucking ideas like the climate change debate. 99% of scientists agree. So let's pit one scientist to represent the 99% and one scientist to represent the 1%. And then all of a sudden it's 50-50 in the eyes of the viewer. Right? Like, I'm sorry. The media, complicit. Politicians, complicit. Education, complicit. That's what we're dealing with. We have so many uneducated... Well, I don't even like to use the term uneducated. Because the dumb motherfuckers in this country are extremely educated. They just got taught some make-believe bullshit. It would be like calling the Hitler Youth uneducated. No, motherfucker. They were extremely educated. It's just that the people educating them were fucking insane. And that's what's going on in this fucking country. The people educating these fucking morons that blame video games on mass shootings, they know what they're doing. They're getting paid by the gun lobbies to pretend like everything else is the issue. Oh, and again, Republicans love to say mental health. Yet, every time there's any legislation up for a vote to expand access to mental health services, they say, no, that's socialist medicine, healthcare, goddamn communism. That's what they say. So, but again, the root problem here is that Americans are fucking stupid. And there's too many dumb motherfuckers in this country. And then there's too many smart motherfuckers that are just afraid to call these people dumb. And you know what? I know calling someone dumb isn't going to be the most effective way to get them to change their mind. Depends on the person. If I'm talking on my YouTube show, I'm going to say what I really think. If I'm talking to my like shit fuck uncle or whatever, and they say something stupid, I might try a different approach. But this is my YouTube show. I say what I think. And you know what? We've got some dumb fuck motherfuckers out here. We got some really stupid fucking shit for brains motherfuckers running around this goddamn country. Some freaks. Some absolutely Looney Tunes cartoon characters looking motherfuckers. Okay? Did I just foam at the mouth on demand? That's correct. And you know what? This goes with everything. Anyone that believes capitalism is a successful system that functions, dumb motherfucker. Anyone that believes in God, dumb motherfucker. Anyone that believes in angels and Jesus, dumb motherfucker. Anyone that thinks eating meat is healthy, dumb motherfucker. Anyone that thinks video games cause mass shooting, dumb motherfucker. Anyone that votes for Republicans, dumb motherfuckers. Anyone that thinks that gay people are grooming their children, dumb motherfuckers. We got some dumb fuck motherfuckers in this goddamn motherfucking fuck. So I'm just letting you know. And I'm not afraid to point out how fucking stupid these motherfuckers are. And I am very disappointed that more people on the left are afraid to combat this fucking stupid garbage. Because we've got some really stupid fucking motherfuckers in this country. And they are most densely populated in the Republican Party, but they're everywhere. They're fucking everywhere. It's like Invasion of the goddamn Body Snatchers. They're fucking everywhere. But they are most densely occupying in the Republican Party. That is like the magnet for all the stupid in this country. And the magnet's not going to get everyone. It's like a vacuum cleaner. Right? You're not going to get 100% of the dirt, but you're going to get most of it. That's the fucking Republican Party. So anyway, we got some stupid fucking bitches in this country. And more people need to really just say what the problem is. Like, we got dumb fucks everywhere. Dumb fucks everywhere. Think about how stupid the fucking average American is. And then think about half of them are even dumber than that. Wow. I know, right? It's basic math. But fuck. What's wrong with meat? You like licking it, don't you? Fucking hypocrite. I'm exposed. God damn it. I'm exposed. Run for office. Maybe someday. I want to run for president. Under the age of 35. And then my entire campaign is going to be, well, if someone who violated the 14th Amendment Section 3 can run for Congress, when they gave aid and comfort to those engaging in an insurrection, they're legally barred from ever running for office. If they can run for office, how come the Constitution's saying I need to be 35 to become president? How come I can't run for office? Like, hello? What? So I'm going to run for president 2024. Let's go. So, yeah, Andrew Kohler, you're hired. Campaign manager. Let's do it. Holy fucking motherfuck. Alright, so we got some more. So I want to read a couple of Twitter threads from someone on twitter.com that usually posts some good stuff. Alejandra Caraballo, maybe. Trans people, there is a broad hate movement that seeks to eliminate us. Anti-trans people, that's absurd. We just have concerns and think there should be fewer trans people. Trans people, you see how that's eliminationist, right? So here we have just a couple of examples of Republicans and fascists basically saying they want to commit a genocide. I've been talking about this for several years. Why? Because I'm trans and therefore I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Mississippi Republican says trans rights supporters should face a firing squad. Interesting. They're going to ban sodomy, he said. They're going to ban gay marriage. They're going to throw gays off of roofs. Women lose, God wins, Christ wins, he said, smiling before adding, we should have our theocracy soon. Huh. Matt Walsh saying, I will join forces with anyone to bring down gender ideology. Interesting. Put it another way, it should be illegal for doctors to do this to anyone of any age. Huh. But that's not it. They've also got a very good Twitter thread here about the recent outrages, made-up outrages, going on with this event in Texas, Drag Your Kids to Pride. She says, we now have the highest rated cable news show host promoting the violent self-described Christian fascists. I covered this on my show the other day. Who attacked and harassed families families and children at a drag event. These violent thugs said everyone inside should be shot. This is all so incredibly dangerous. Listen for yourself. These are the fine people Tucker is endorsing. And I played some of these clips the other day, but there's a couple of different ones.
Holy Mary, Mother of God. I hate how bureaucratized everything is now. We have to file reports. The sheriffs in Texas today has been going after bullets and all that. That's what the bad.
So the volume is not too easy to hear, but basically they're saying the cops should go in there and kill everyone, including the children, I suppose.
But there's other ones You know what my favorite thing is when every time when they talk about like black trans lives matter, what they're talking about is transgender prostitutes will get murdered by black men because black men just don't know their shit. They just freak out.
So every black trans person is a prostitute, right? These are the people we're talking about.
Repent! Repent for your sins!
So these are the people that Tucker Carlson is bringing on his show. And I want to play the clip here. I'm going to see if I can get through this whole thing. But again, I also, real quick, before we talk about this, want to talk about, I know that there's some people in my audience, I hope zero. I would prefer zero, but I know that there's one or two people that whenever I criticize someone that I'm about to criticize, get really defensive. But there's a stupid fuckface whore, dumb bitch loser, calling herself Shoe on Head on Twitter. And she was one of the main people that propagated these conspiracy theories about this event in Texas. She's going on Twitter with hundreds of thousands of followers and propagating disinformation about drag events. And her involvement in this propaganda campaign is what directly led to Tucker Carlson talking about this. We got to be honest. Anyone that thinks Shoe on Head is a good actor, I know some people still, for whatever reason, are fucking stupid. And they think that she's just wrong on everything on accident. But she means well. Fuck that bitch. She is garbage. She is scum, pure and simple. So anyway, with that out of the way, Republicans have been lying about this event over and over and over. It took place in an ice cream shop. but they're saying that, like, oh, kids were forced to, like, lick the drag queens or something because of a sign that says it's not going to lick itself. It's a, like, you could just buy it on Amazon. It's a very generic ice cream store sign. But anyway, what happens online is you have a bunch of stupid, dumb fuck motherfuckers who don't know anything, react to it on impulse like a bunch of Neanderthals, and promote this to audiences of hundreds of fucking thousands of people. That's the thing that goes on here. When someone spreads misinformation, they usually mean well, but when you've got millions of people that look at what you do and you don't do any due diligence, you need to take responsibility for that fucking garbage. So anyway, there have been so many lies about these drag events. And then also, the same people that in Florida, oh, it's not the Don't Say Gay bill, it's the parental rights bill. Parents should be involved in what their children are learning. But when a parent decides to take a kid to a drag show, all of a sudden the parents have no rights. Now, I'm just saying, personally, I'm not a parent. I don't have kids. But how can people's arguments one minute be parents should be the ultimate arbiters of what their kids experience, and then the next minute, oh, any parent who does anything with their kids should be shot and killed? So anyway, I want to play this clip on Tucker Carlson, and he interviews some douchebag loser. I don't know if I'm going to get through the whole thing, but let's see.
Just another weekend in Weimar. On Saturday, a nightclub in Dallas held an event called Drag Your Kids to Pride. At the event, little dance with drag queens and...
So note here, the kids are playing musical chairs.
Tip them with dollar bills. This is grotesque. Sexualizing children always is. So there were a small number of brave...
Sexualizing children always is? Where are the sexualized children? Now also, I want to be very clear. The hypocrisy here is ludicrous. Donald Trump literally bought child beauty pageants, in his own words, so that he could go into the changing rooms of children and look at them get naked. In his own words! He said that, oh yeah, I'm the owner, so I just get to go in and watch. It's part of being the owner. So, the leader of this hate cult is literally doing what these people are claiming random people are doing that aren't even doing it. Marjorie Taylor Greene just hired a new intern. Someone who was defending pedophilia a couple years ago, who is now an ex-gay, by the way, whatever the fuck that means. But someone who was a couple of years ago defending pedophilia is now working in Marjorie Taylor Greene's office. Matt Gaetz, currently still under investigation for child sex trafficking. So just when these people talk about sexualizing children is always wrong, ask them about Donald Trump. Ask them about Epstein. Ask them about Gates. Ask them about Marjorie Taylor Greene. And that doesn't even get at the heart of the rest of the fucking sexualizing going on in this society. Every time a man and a woman hold hands in public, is that sexual? Is that exposing children to sexual behavior? Every time parents kiss and their children might be in the room, is that exposing them to sexual behavior? When men or women wear wedding rings as a sign of ownership, is that exposing children to sexual behavior? No, because it's normal. The only thing that's sexualizing children is the stuff I don't like.
Protesters outside. One of them was our friend Alex Stein. He tried to get into the event.
Now notice, our friend was part of the group of self-described. We're not calling them this. They called themselves this. Christian fascists. Some of them says, I'm not even a fascist, I'm a straight up Nazi. That's their words, not mine. Their words.
It was a public event, and so he was assaulted. Watch.
I played this the other day.
Take your mask off. Good for Alex Stein. If more people acted like that, we'd have less sexualizing children.
Christian fascists. If more people were Christian fascists, we'd have less sexualizing children. Wait, what? The Catholic Church, there was a report done, I think it was last year, maybe early this year, that estimated that there were over 300,000 examples of child molestation within the Catholic Church. 300,000 examples over the course of like a 10-year period or something. The largest pedophile cult is the Catholic Church. And that's a fact. That's a fact. I'm sorry if that triggers you, but a group of self-described Christian fascists are not and could never be the arbiters of what sexualizing children is and is not.
Notice the last thing they want you to do is see it. That's why they attack you when you do. Jason Rance is a radio host in Seattle. He joins us tonight. Jason, thanks so much for coming on. This is so crazy. It's hard not to think. I don't know what to think of this. What are we watching?
Yeah, I mean, I'm old enough to remember when drag queen story hours were the things that we were outraged at, because that's so clearly inappropriate. In this case, you've got a neon pink sign as a backdrop declaring it's not going to lick itself.
Again, it's in reference to ice cream.
As adult drag performers are dancing and lip syncing. And
now I want to look at some of the outfits that these so-called drag performers are wearing. Is every time you take your child to the beach, is that exposing them to sexual experiences? Let's be real. I grew up in New Jersey, right? So I had the opportunity to go to the beach every once in a while when I was very young. And you know what you see at the beach? A bunch of people wearing underwear and nothing else. Is every time you take a child to the beach, is that a sexual experience? Drag queens are wearing more clothes than at the average water park. Is that a sexual experience when you go to a water park in the summertime? Going to a community pool, is that a sexual experience? Should parents be shot in the face for taking a kid to the boardwalk?
That's so clearly inappropriate. In this case, you've got a neon pink sign as a backdrop declaring it's not going to lick itself, as adult drag performers are dancing and lip syncing and even collecting dollar bills from young kids as their parents were sipping on their drinks, having a good time. It took place at Mr., which is a gay nightclub and bar. Drag the Kids to Pride. It was pitched as a family-friendly event where you see adults in drag performing in this club as kids were either watching from the sidelines and handing out those tips, or in some cases they were even joining and posing as their parents were watching. Now, one of the performers actually declared in an interview that he hopes that kids start performing drag when they get older because it's a confidence booster. And as this was going on, as you pointed out, there was a group of protesters from an organization.
Note, by the way, the key word, when they get older. That's the key word there. As you can see, all the kids here are just wearing like t-shirts.
Called Protect Texas Kids. They showed up. They were confronted by supporters of the drag performance. Check this video out.
Take it away.
Yeah, no, don't. Okay, don't.
You want to get my
I fell.
Yeah, let's see how this turns out. Get your
Shut the up! Shut the up!
You are child abusers, and you're not a real woman.
Like, to them, This is like, oh, look at the crazy lefty. Someone with colored hair said a swear word. Meanwhile, the other people on the other side are advocating for mass shootings inside of this nightclub. The police should go in there and murder every single adult and possibly kids in the crossfire. But, oh, look at the neon-haired lady saying, shut the fuck up. Oh, how dangerous.
And you're not a real woman. Absolutely insane video. Back to you, Tucker.
Yeah, just don't get kids involved, obviously. Jason Rance, I appreciate it. Thank you. More after the break.
So again, in Florida, it's not don't say gay. It's parents have rights in how their children are educated. And now, all of a sudden in Texas, it's parents have no rights. The state decides what your child is and is not allowed to see. That shit's insane. It's insane. This fucking shit is crazy. And it's gonna lead to people getting killed. Innocent people getting killed. Again, self-described Nazis and Christian fascists. There's a noise of unknown origin. Self-described Nazis and Christian fascists are advocating for a mass shooting inside a heavily populated bar. Tucker Carlson on the most popular show on cable news program, basically echoing all of their conspiracy theories and calling the self-described Nazis the good guys. Super chat, Andrew Kohler, $5. Tucker said Weimar, i.e. Germany, before a certain failed painter became chancellor on 30 Jan 1933. So, what does he think should happen in the U.S.? It's a good, very good point. And again, he's on the side of the Nazis. He literally said his friends are the Nazis. The people on video calling themselves Nazis, Tucker Carlson introducing them as his friends. That's insane. That is insane fucking shit. That is insane in the goddamn membrane, motherfucker. And it's gonna get bad. And what you need to understand is that these motherfuckers are lying to you. They are lying to you. And if you believe that there's a mass epidemic of grooming in this country, and that it's like the 0.6% of the population that are transgender, and not the 60% of the population that support Christianity and the Catholic Church, which is the biggest pedophile cult in human history, then you are an idiot. There is no, oh, you're just, you have a bad opinion, or it's just your opinion. No. You are a fucking moron. You're a fucking douchebag, loser, son of a fucking bitch. You're an idiot. You have a low IQ. And you should shut the fuck up until you actually learn about what the fuck's going on. And again, I want to cite another study. Since QAnon has become popular, one of the core tenets of QAnon is that all Democrats are pedophiles. Since QAnon has been popularized, the ability for law enforcement to actually track down child sex trafficking and pedophile cults has gone down. Because so many QAnon supporters call all of these agencies to whine about Democrats and queer people, and these agencies are understaffed, so the actual conviction rate for pedophiles and child molesters and sex offenders has gone down because they have been bogged by all of this fake outrage. So the actual effect of all of these conspiracy theories, the real world result, is that more child predators are roaming free than before. That is the result of their actions. So they don't give a fuck about this shit at all. And anyone that thinks that what they're telling you is truthful, you are a useful idiot for pedophiles. If you vote for Donald Trump, you voted for a pedophile. If you didn't know it at the time, you do now. Make amends while you still can. Don't make the same mistake again. Shit's insane. So anyway, that's the news portion of the program. Hopefully everyone enjoyed. How's everyone doing today? Oh. Woo! God damn. Oh, that's a good stretch. Holy shit. That was a fucking excellent. I'm still feeling it. I'm getting reverberating effects from that stretch. You got ribs cooking? That's disgusting. I enjoyed getting pissed off. How am I doing? Oh, I'm alright. My coffee's kicking in, so I got that mood booster. We're gonna get into a movie review in a moment here. I want to be your political advisor strategist. I've been playing a political simulation games for 20 years. So that makes you an expert. Hell yeah, you're in. Hope I'm doing good. I'm also doing okay. What are my plans for today? Well, I'm going to film tomorrow's episode of Cooking with the Bitch today. And I have not eaten breakfast, and I had an early dinner yesterday, so pretty fucking hungry. But it's going to be great. Yeah. So once again, I am working on a lot of projects right now. Have I ever made my own chia tea? No, I don't even know what that is. I am working on a lot of projects that will be public in the future, in the background. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, folks. So, you know, I just like to tease it a little bit, you know, get a couple of excitement out there. You don't know what's going on. You couldn't possibly know. You might have an approximation of an idea. Am I going to use the Packy chip? I don't know yet. I'm saving them until I have a good idea. Like maybe like some, like chili or something, you know, like some thing I would eat with chips normally. I don't know. Does YouTube not punish diverse content? What do you mean? Like uploading multiple different genres to one channel? Yeah, it does. It does punish it extremely. It reduces my searchability extremely, and it makes it a lot harder for people to find me. But I don't care. I know, like some people in my position would just have multiple channels. That's too much fucking work. My idea, my thought process is I want people to watch this channel for me. I want them to like what I do, and you can opt in or opt out on whatever programs you want. I know a lot of people opt out of the video game programs, and I will make fun of them for doing so, because my video game streams, reminder, are literally just this. Me ranting and raving like a lunatic about random shit and answering chat questions. It's this, except the screen is moving. Now, I know a lot of people, they get motion sickness. My recommendation, get a Post-it note, right? And put the Post-it note on the moving part of the screen if that triggers you. But, yeah. So, but anyway, I want people to be interested in my channel for me, and I want people to learn about everything that I like. So that's why I do a politics show. I want people to learn about the world. I want people to learn about what I think about the world. I do a cooking show because I want to teach people about healthy eating. I want anyone who comes across this channel to be a better person. I want them to feel happier, healthier, and that's my mission. So, and then I also, you know, it's the self-fulfillment, because I have a lot of projects that, you know, like video games. I love video games. And so I love sharing that with the world. Did I see your message yesterday about other Doom streamers getting way more views than you? I don't care. For whatever reason, some of my Doom streams, like, get thousands of views after the stream is over. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. But if I stream Doom every day, I know my numbers would go up. I'm very familiar with the scene, and I know that the numbers would go up if I streamed it every day. I used to stream Doom every day for like 10 hours a day, and that's a little too much. So I stream for my own entertainment first and foremost. Do I think Blair White is being too much of a useful? I think Blair White is human garbage, and I wish the worst outcome for her. I hope she suffers an unimaginable amount of suffering in her life. I think she's terrible. I think she's trash. I think she's garbage. Fuck her, and she's just a complete and utter reprehensible scumbag. Chia seeds are amazing. I've never made chia tea, but I love chia seeds. I use chia seeds in a lot of food. High source of fiber. It's got like a 2-to-1 fiber to protein ratio. So, I love chia seeds, but I don't care about chia tea. But I eat chia seeds in almost all my food. I have chia seeds in like a little shaker, and I'll just put chia seeds on pretty much any meal I make. Just add a little bit of fiber and some amino acids and all that fucking shit. Keep in mind, I got a movie review coming up, so we still got some content. Yeah, that's another thing, you know. Not everyone likes the movie reviews, and if you don't like it, you fucking get the fuck out. Now, I think you have a low IQ. Personally, I think you should watch every video I upload all the time, 100% of the way through. That's my opinion. But of course that's my opinion. I'm biased. I think that that's putting it lightly, Willie Bragg. Blair White is not only doing a disservice, she is an enemy. She is 100% in direct opposition to everything that the queer community stands for. She is an enemy, full stop. She's as much of an enemy as Adolf Hitler, as Donald Trump. She is evil to the core. She is pure and evil, utter evil incarnate. That's what she is. And again, saying this is an understatement. I wish for her suffering. I hope that she is internally very sad about the life she has chosen. Because she deserves it. All right, let's watch. Let's just do a movie review. I'll think about it, Mila. So last night I watched a movie, a film, if you will, a movie film, a motion picture. For the first time, I know a lot of people are shocked that a lot of classic movies I'm reviewing are the things I've seen for the first time. And that's Die Hard. I watched Die Hard yesterday for the first time. I know a lot of people have recommended this film to me over the course of my many years on this planet. Never seen it before. Die Hard. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like, going into this, I knew it would be a good movie. I'm aware that it's a good movie going into it. But I'm not going to lie to you. Action movies, I like action movies. But, like, I don't, they're not my favorite genre for sure. But Die Hard, goddamn, this is a hell of a movie. This is a film. This is a really, really, really good fucking movie. I was so into this movie yesterday when I was watching it. And that's not typical for me to get that into action movies. But Die Hard is fantastic. So, the plot is that an estranged couple, right? One of them works at an office building, the woman, And the man is like a cop, deadbeat loser who's like, resents her for having a higher paying job or something. And so he goes to visit her across the country. And he goes into the office, and then boom, there's terrorists that take over the building. Now, this movie, somehow, the pacing is so excellent that, like, every scene that goes by is better than the previous. Like, it gets better and better and better and better and better. Right? It's just amazing. So I love... One of my favorite aspects of the movie is that Bruce Willis has no shoes or socks on because someone on a plane told him to, like, feel the rug with his toes or whatever as a way to get over flying anxiety or flight anxiety. And so he's doing that when the terrorists come in. And you'd think... he kills a couple of guys. You'd think find a pair of socks at some point. No. They make a point of him trying shoes on and the shoes don't fit. But I mean, like, socks, man. Come on now. Like, socks, right? That would have been a pretty good idea. But anyway. But this movie, man, it's great. One of my favorite aspects of this movie is that Bruce Willis, the character John McClane, talks to himself a lot. And he uses a lot of fuck words. I gotta be honest, right? Like, hearing Bruce Willis say the fuck word, it's very fun. It's very enjoyable. Bruce Willis saying motherfucker is up there. It is up there. I love the word motherfucker in general. It's a great word. But Bruce Willis does a really good job at saying the word motherfucker. So anyway, he says motherfucker a lot. It's great. And, I mean, the action scenes, right? Like, it's paced so well because there's, like, scenes of intense action and anxiety, and you're like, ugh. And then there's, like, then John McClane escapes, a.k.a. Bruce Willis, escapes, and then, like, then they meet up again, like, him and the terrorists, and then, like, there's more action, blah, blah, blah. And, the characters, the terrorists, are great. Like, they're really good characters. They're really deceptive. The acting is great. It's just wonderful. And then you've got, like, the cokehead douchebag at the office building that tries to sell out Bruce Willis and then ends up getting himself killed like a fucking moron. It's great. Fuck that guy, by the way. And what I love about this movie is, now, I understand Bruce Willis is a cop in this movie, but he's the exception. But all the cops in this movie are garbage. So even the one cop that's, like, Bruce Willis's friend on the radio, like, at some scene in the movie, that guy is like, Bruce Willis asked him, like, why are you on, like, what happened? Like, why aren't you on the beat anymore or whatever? And he's like, I shot a kid, man. I didn't know. Ain't that realistic? The good guy cop is the one who shot a kid at some point in his... right? That is realistic. And then, of course, you've got all the cops in this movie are just fucking garbage. They're just fucking garbage. And I love that, like, every time a new officer is introduced, every time a new officer is introduced, they're worse than the last. Right, so you've got, like, the deputy police chief when he gets on the scene, just acting like a complete idiot. He, tells people to do things and gets them all killed, ignores Bruce Willis's information, has SWAT members go in there and get themselves killed. Right, so they're a fucking idiot. And then the FBI comes in, and honestly, the FBI characters in this movie were very fucking hilarious. I was cracking the fuck up. So you got, like, Special Agent Johnson, and then other Special Agent Johnson, no relation. That was really funny. And then when they're flying in on the helicopter, and then one of them is like, this reminds me of Saigon. It's like, yeah, he was having fun, like, massacring Vietnamese villagers. Makes sense, checks out, he's in the FBI, it's a promotion. I love, also, the scene where the FBI guys get fucking shot down and blown up in their helicopter. And then the deputy chief is like, we're going to need some more FBI guys. Oh, it was so funny. I was cracking up at how hilarious the cops were. But then also another thing in this movie is the news media, also garbage. It's also trash. The news media exposes who Bruce Willis's character is to the terrorists and tells the terrorists, tells television, which the terrorists are watching, who Bruce Willis's wife is in the office. And then she gets kidnapped because of them. And I loved at the end of the movie when Bruce Willis's wife, I forget her name, punches out the news anchor because, you know, obviously the news anchor didn't know the repercussions of his actions or didn't know the result of his actions. But that was great. Oh, so good. I mean, this movie was great. That fucking scene when Bruce Willis ties himself to the fucking fire hose and then jumps off the building and into a window, I was freaking out. I have a fear of heights. I have big anxiety when it comes to heights. And, like, I'm aware that Bruce Willis survives. I'm aware that there's sequels. I didn't go into this movie. That's the thing about movies. You can kind of predict them based on, like, what people have told you and then knowing that there's sequels, right? But then also, like, you know, the action star dying in the middle of the movie, unlikely. Some movies do that. They do that, like, weird twist, and that's cool. But, you know, so even knowing that Bruce Willis is going to survive, when he jumped off the building tied to the fire hose, I was freaking the fuck out. I was like, oh my God, no! It was so good. It was so good. This movie was so fun to watch. It's like 2 hours, too. And, like, every moment is high intensity action, and every moment builds off of the previous moment so well. It's really fucking good. This is a great movie. I know a lot of people have told me that this is a great movie, and I feel it. I understand what they were saying. This is a fantastic film. I'm interested in watching the sequels. I'm vaguely aware, and just, you know, that the sequels are probably not going to be as good as the first one. But, wow. I also love that Bruce Willis's character gets more fucked up over the course of the movie. Like, he gets his bloody feet because, again, he has no shoes on. He gets shot in the shoulder. Right? Like, it's just like the stakes increasing over time. It's a great movie. And then I can't end this review without talking about the limo driver, Argyle. I love that motherfucker. So in the beginning of the movie, right, Bruce Willis gets a limo over to the office. And the limo driver's like, all right, I'll wait in the parking garage for you, you know, because he's thinking he's going to go in and out, either talk to his wife and get shit canned and have to, like, be driven somewhere else, or maybe get driven back to the wife's house. Right? They're in an estranged marriage or whatever. So Argyle, the limo guy, is waiting in the parking garage. Every scene, like, there's, like, action, people dying, people getting shot, explosions. And then it goes to Argyle, like, drinking alcohol and talking on the phone and listening to music in the limo. And it's so good. I was cracking up. It's so funny. Like, the comic relief there was perfectly timed. It was brilliant. And I just love the fact that he's jamming to a mixtape so hard that he doesn't even know that there's explosions going on. It's so good. It really is so good. This movie was fucking phenomenal. And again, I am not someone that typically likes action movies so much. I think a lot of action movies, I mean, I like them. I don't dislike them. Right? But it's definitely not my favorite genre. But this movie, I have to say, was fucking great. It was so fun to watch. Every scene was just so intense. It was building off of the previous. I had such high anxiety when he was jumping off that building with the fire hose. It was just great. And again, the cops are all disgusting, evil fucking pigs. And even the one good cop character is someone who admits to shooting a 13-year-old kid at some point. It's like, whoa, bro, that's a little fucked up. And by the way, can we talk about this poster? There's no way you'd be able to get away with this poster nowadays. Let's be honest, right? That's one hell of a poster. I'm just saying. Now, again, it's one building, but with that thing in the middle, kind of looks like two. I'm just saying. You have to say it's a Christmas movie and fuck anyone that says it's not. I am going to be honest. Right? I've heard this meme before. And I'm going to lean on the side that this is the best Christmas movie. I'm going to lean on that side. Now, again, it's not a typical Christmas-themed movie, but it is the best Christmas movie I will say that I've seen. Like, I'm going to have to say it begrudgingly, understanding the meme and understanding that, you know, it's kind of a cheat code. But damn, this is a great fucking movie. I was literally blown away by how good it was. I don't think I've ever seen an action movie that was this entertaining. So, Die Hard, man. What a film. Just what a film. It was really good. Really good movie. Damn. That's all I can say. Damn. All right, that's the show, folks. Imagine an actual IRL cop in this situation climbing through air ducts and walking. Yeah. I gotta watch 12 Monkeys again because that's another banger. Have I seen Lethal Weapon? I've never seen any of them. It has the word hard and the word die, and the title is perfect. Die Hard. That's a fucking title. That's a fucking title. Die Hard. It doesn't get better than that. Straight and to the point. Die Hard. Now, I love like titles like that. Like one of my favorite kinds of titles are like the one word abstract title. Like, my favorite video game is Doom, but also the title of the game being Doom, it's perfect. It's a perfect title. Now, Die Hard is 2 words, so it's not as good as the one word abstract emotional title like Doom or Quake or something. But Die Hard, as far as the title goes, that's a fucking title. That's a goddamn title. But yeah, there you go. Have I seen Kill Bill? A long time ago, yeah, when I was a teenager. Plus Fiction, never heard of it? I'll watch the Predator movies at some point. In Ukrainian, Die Hard wouldn't mean anything for the audience, so they translate the name as Strong Nut, which wouldn't mean anything for you too, I guess. That's funny. Oh, Pulp Fiction? I have not reviewed Pulp Fiction, but I have seen that movie like 4 times, and I think it's fantastic. God damn, that movie is so good. I haven't watched it in a couple of years, though. I think the last time I watched it was when I was a teenager, but it's a great movie. I mean, for sure. No, actually, I think I've seen it as an adult, but yeah, it's a great one. Anyway, folks, that's the show. Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. Appreciate it. Strong nut means something to me. I mean, we can all hope and pray for a strong nut. Am I right, people? Love a good strong nut. Anyway, that's the show. And thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Above It All, 10 a.m. Cooking with the Bitch, 11:30. Doom, 1 p.m. live stream. And we'll see how it goes. Thank you all.
It was an amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan, and it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest. And I just spoke to my people.
I don't know know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa. Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
Dumb as a shit fuck, cringe tour, etc., etc.